Mix-Up Show features weekly discussions about topics that are important and purposeful to our current society. The discussions are led, conscientious, and inspiring individuals who complement each other by adding their own unique touch to the discussions. So join us on the discussion every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by calling 718-342-0510. Don't forget to download the Vibes Up Radio HD free app and listen in or log on to www.vibesupradio.hd.com. You can also find us on the TuneIn app. Find us on Facebook at The Sunday Night Mix-Up Show, on IG at The Sunday Night Mix-Up Show, on Twitter at The Sunday Night Mix-Up Show. The Sunday Night Mix-Up Show. Talk to me.
If you're on the road or you're going out of town and don't want to miss your favorite radio station, no problem. We are available on all smartphone devices. Just look for us on the TuneIn app or just log on to www.vibesupradio.hd.com. Again, www.vibesupradio.hd.com. And take us with you. We are here for your convenience. That's the Vibes on the Streets. Now, back to the music on the #1 station that's locking the streets. VibesUpRadioHD.com.
Talk Time with Sharmin will air each and every Monday from 6 to 9 p.m. EST, right here on www.vibesupradio.hd.com. Sharmin is a passionate and dedicated motivational speaker and coach who travels across the United States motivating, empowering, and coaching individuals to reach their potentials. Sharmin brings life experience and education to her craft. She is currently working on her dissertation to complete her PhD in general psychology. So, do you need help getting to the next level, fulfilling your dreams, or achieving your goals? Tune in and meet Sharmin as she infuses the airwaves with knowledge and encouragement. Sharmin will discuss topics that are taboo and help us remove the masks that we wear to hide our experiences and truth. You can share your views and suggest topics of interest for Talk Time with Sharmin every Monday on www.vibesupradio.hd.com. Don't forget to download our free app on all your devices. Also, feel free to join in on the conversation by calling us up at 718-342-0510. Log on to www.vibesupradio.hd.com and listen live and share your thoughts on the discussion weekly. You are encouraged to use the chat box to add your input to the conversation. Welcome, Sharmin. to 9 p.m. EST, right here on www.vibesupradio.hd.com. Sharmin is a passionate and dedicated motivational speaker and coach who travels across the United States motivating, empowering, and coaching individuals to reach their potentials. Sharmin brings life experience and education to her craft. She is currently working on her dissertation to complete her PhD in general psychology. So, do you need help getting to the next level, fulfilling your dreams, or achieving your goals? Tune in and meet Sharmin as she infuses the airwaves with knowledge and encouragement. Sharmin will discuss topics that are taboo and help us remove the masks that we wear to hide our experiences and truth. You can share your views and suggest topics of interest for Talk Time with Sharmin every Monday on www.vibesupradio.hd.com. Don't forget to download our free app on all your devices. Also, feel free to join in on the conversation by calling us up at 718-342-0510. Log on to www.vibesupradio.hd.com and listen live and share your thoughts on the discussion weekly. You are encouraged to use the chat box to add your input to the conversation. Welcome, Sharmin.
I'm believing that God is going to work a miracle in your life by the end of this song. No matter what situation you find yourself in right now, just know that all you have to do is leave it at the feet of Jesus. My brother and my sister, listen.
All of your problems, all of your pain, lay it down, lay it down. All of your heartache, all guilt and shame, lay it down, lay it down.
The Bible says,
cast your cares upon him, he'll hear your call. Lay it down, lay it down. Promise he would never leave, not forsaken friend indeed. Lay it down, lay it down.
war cry. Just in case you just got into your car, let us say it again. All of your problems, all of your pain, lay it down, lay it down, lay it down, lay it down.
All of your heartache, all guilt and shame,
lay it down,
lay it down,
lay it down,
lay it down.
Cast your cares,
cast your cares upon him, he'll hear your call. Lay it down, lay it down.
promised.
Promise he would never leave, not forsaken.
night, good night, good night. Welcome to Talk Time with Sharmin. My name is DJ Andrew. I'm here with the lovely, lovely Sharmin Prince. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, DJ Andrew, and thank you for joining us tonight.
You're welcome anytime. You can call on me anytime. How was your New Year's?
Very good, very good. I actually entered the new year with a lot of expectations and, you know, a list of goals that that I will strive to achieve in 2017. And what about you?
Well, I slept for 14 hours, so does that count?
I guess, because it's you rested, so you should feel very rested and ready to roll with us for the next 2.5 hours.
Yes.
So you're rested, and thank you for filling in. And welcome everyone on the Facebook Live. Welcome to Talk Time with Sharmin. Welcome to our listeners via the app. I want to welcome you all to Talk Time with Sharmin. And Happy New Year to you. And I wish you all a transformational new year. A year where you will see transformation occur in your life. I'm sure a lot of you have created a lot of goals. I hope it's not New Year's resolutions, because, you know, you have to be very committed and dedicated in order to actually achieve those New Year's resolutions. When you create goals, you then create smaller goals to achieve those major goals. So I hope that all of you have created a list of goals for 2017. And also, you know, for me, today I actually spent some time doing that. I create a vision board, and I don't do it every year. I do it like every 2 or 3 years, because I put major stuff on my vision board, and sometimes a year is not enough to achieve them. So, you know, you might, I don't know what's good for you. If you're a visual person, creating a vision board is an excellent tool. And also, I have this album that I use also as my vision album. So it's a photo album that I have turned into something where I, you know, create the goals that I want to achieve. So that's it for goals. I said I'll touch on it a little for tonight, but our topic tonight is, why do we settle? And I wanted to do this last year, but so many things came and took the place of this. And I wanted to do it because I've been talking to a few people, and you know, you will hear terms like, my biological clock is ticking. And well, that's for the relationship. We'll get there later. But you will hear there are some terms that I'm going to list that you hear people say, and those are signs that, you know, people are getting ready or preparing to settle. But as I was reading an article in preparation for the show, this Dr. Julianne Brains, she said, settling is an ugly word. And she said it's ugly and it's depressing. And as I read that, I stopped, because when you hear the word, you know, you hear people say to you, why are you settling? And it is a depressing word. It is an ugly word. But a lot of us embrace that word, that ugly and depressing word, for whatever reason. And for us women, a lot of us settle because we were never socialized to be alone. You always, like, I always go back to our primary socialization when you get gifts, you always get a dolly, a dinner set, a stove. So it's preparing you psychologically to become a wife or somebody's partner to do those things for. As opposed to the boys get a train, a truck, a car, a gun, whatever. But we're trained psychologically to do those things. So when you're single, you feel pressured to make decisions that a couple of years from now you regret. So that's what we'll be talking about tonight. And also, a lot of us settle in jobs. We settle. We have a lot of. We spoke about gifts and talents and abilities a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of us don't use those gifts. We don't use those talents and those abilities because the dollar comes first. You know, I'm not hitting this, and please don't take this wrong, but a lot of women from the Caribbean, they come to the U.S. and they settle. What do they settle? The easiest job to get is to become a home LT, a home attendant, and they take those jobs and they have a lot of other skills, but because the money is good, they suppress those skills, those talents that they have, and then they remain in that job. And for me, it's settling, because if you can do better, that is a starting point. If that's what you like, go become an LPN, go and become an RN. You don't have to settle, and a lot of us settle, and we settle professionally. And because it's comfortable. Because once we get into a field, we're comfortable, and we don't want to leave because there is this fear of the unknown. So we settle in these jobs that, you know, some people may call a dead-end job. We settle in it because it's paying the bills and we're comfortable. And we don't want to venture up. Also, we settle in relationships. Yep. Right?
Yes.
But we'll get there in a minute, because that's going to take up the bulk of our show. But the job thing, I have had this friend that came up to visit, and when she came up, I said to her, you know what? When you return permanently, please don't go and become a home attendant. And she looked at me like, you know, what are you saying? That's the easiest job to get. I said, go get your GED. Because once you get there and you get the money, you become comfortable, and then when you look back, it's 10 years and you're still there, and you can do much better. You have a skill. If you like to cook, like most Guyanese women love to cook. I can speak for Guyanese, right? You may love to cook. Go to culinary school, and the common statement that you hear often is that I don't have the money. Man, it's America. It's the United States of America, where student loan is easy to come by. So if you if you like to cook, that's your gift. Some people may say that's your gift, that's your talent. Enroll in culinary school, $50,000, so what? I mean, you know, some of us have hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans that we may never be able to pay in our lifetime. So that should not be an excuse. Whatever it is that you like, you should pursue it. Go after it. I was talking to one of my mentees, and she never knew that her partner wanted to be whatever it is that he wanted to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, do not settle in the jobs that you're in, because we all had a dream. Like, I was talking to a young lady, and she said when she was younger she wanted to be a pediatrician, but now she wants to get into business. I didn't ask her why or whatever. All I did was encourage her. I said, okay, so what do you need to do? I need to enroll in the university or college. Okay, and in order to do that, what you need to do right now, I need to fill out the application. So I said, okay, goal number 1, fill the application out. Submit that application and wait to be called. That's right away. Simple as that. We complicate simple things because of fear, because of whatever reason. I know a lot of you are waiting for us to talk about the relationship. But settling in jobs is key, because it's prevalent, because a lot of us are in jobs that we hate. And you hear people say, I hate getting up in the morning. I hate going to that job. I hate this. I hate everything about the job. But they're not doing anything to change that situation. They're not doing anything to make the situation different. If you hate your job, you're settling. If you dread getting up in the morning, you're settling, and you don't have to. Right? So let's do something to change our situation. The number here is 718-342-0510. Here are some signs that you are settling. You're unhappy. And do you know that 2/3 of Americans are unhappy? And I'm going to repeat that. 2/3 of Americans are unhappy. And that's the number 1 sign that you're settling. So if you're unhappy about your job, you're settling. If you're unhappy in your relationship, you are settling. So, and you don't have to settle. You are choosing to settle. You don't have to settle. Whatever career you choose, you don't like it. Even I was reading a magazine, and a woman just completed her bachelor's degree. And you know how old she is?
90-something.
This one was 85.
Oh, wow.
85 years old. That was one of her dreams, and she completed her bachelor's degree. When I was in college, in undergrad, there was a 60-year-old woman in my class, and I couldn't understand. And one day I asked her, and she said, I always wanted to finish my degree. So I raised my kids, and I have my grandchildren, so I am finishing this because this is for me. So it's never too late. You hear people say it's too late. No, it's never too late to pursue your dreams. And all of us had a dream. When we were kids, we always wanted to be something. But then as we matured and we get older, we forget what that something was. And we get into streams in order to pay the bill and to keep a roof over our heads. We need to stop settling. Also, you're always tired and fatigued. Right? That's another sign. I'm going to read the stuff in the chat room in a minute. You procrastinate. Procrastinators. I'm going to do an entire show on that because my dissertation is about procrastination. And it is a self-handicapping, debilitating behavior. and it has some underlying psychological roots. So, but we'll do an entire show on that. But that's one of the signs that you're settling. You're fearful. As I said earlier, we're fearful of the unknown. We're fearful of, I don't know, you know?
What might go wrong? What might happen?
Yeah, what might happen. But you're fearful of what might happen. But why? You're not even taking a leap of faith or doing it. You're allowing your fear to cripple you. And you're not venturing out. You know, it's like you're in the canoe and the water is shallow and you're about to hit the shore, but you're so fearful, you prefer the canoe to turn around and take you back into the deep as opposed to venturing out into the water to see if you can walk to the shore.
Yeah.
So it's like you're taking a risk, right? You don't want to gamble. You prefer to keep your money in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
So, if that's a good example. Also, another sign of you're settling is self-doubt. You doubt yourself. I don't think I can do that. I don't know if I can do that. All the terms that we use when we're doubting ourselves. So the number is 718-342-0510. Happy New Year, DJ Tiki and everyone in the on the live field. Tracy Carter said, "What are the available options? Either settle on the job or join the welfare line." Tracy, I don't think so. Because if you find that the job that you're in is making you unhappy and it's a stream that you are familiar with, there are other options. The other options is find another job. Yep. And sometimes we choose fields that are not in sync with our personality. Sometimes some of us have some intense personalities that predisposes us to stress. And we choose professions or jobs that are high stress. So because we have this predisposition and then we have a job that is high stress, it's compounding stress. And so we're always miserable. I think I shared this with you. I don't care how much money you offer me right now, and you give me a job to work with kids, I know I can't do that. Right. So because it doesn't go with my personality.
Not at all.
So you have to know, and this is going back to the beginning where we started. You have to know who you are. You have to understand who you are. And what suits you. And so we choose, some of us choose fields, or the fields choose us, and we're miserable, but we have to pay the bills, and that comes first. And then our own happiness and peace is placed on the back burner.
I mean to interrupt you, Ms. Sharmin, but I can remember a show that you and Pastor Peter did last year, and he said this thing. There's so many people who graduated with a bachelor, masters, and so on, and even though they got those degrees, they're not in the field of those degrees. Mm-hmm. So you could be miserable at your job. Like at my job, there's this one guy. He got his bachelor's and he's working where I'm working. And I said, "What are you doing here?" The next one is medical tech. Certified, graduated, everything. I said, "What are you doing here?" So it's all about the individual. It's how you feel. You know, if you're not happy, try something else.
And that's my point exactly.
Try something else.
DJ Andrew. Because a lot of us, we may, you know what? Sometimes parents live their their missed out lives through their children.
Yes, I agree.
So, mommy wanted to be a lawyer. Mommy never became a lawyer. So, mommy trained that child from early, even during primary socialization. You know, you're going to be a lawyer, right? And this child became the lawyer that mommy wanted the child to be, but the child wanted to be a chef. But wouldn't allow and because the child don't want to disappoint mommy, that desire to be a chef is there and is repressed, and that child is suppressing that, but it's only going through the motions of being a lawyer. Of course the money is good and the status quo is good, but deep inside that child wants to be a chef. You know, I saw I look at a lot of cooking shows, and I saw someone who had a master's degree in engineering.
Wow.
And has had the career of a lifetime, but give it up because he wanted to be a chef, and because of he was a chemical engineer. Because of his ability to mix chemicals, he did magic in the kitchen.
Yep.
But what I'm trying to emphasize here, he tried being the engineer. I went to school for that. I did that. But I know what I want to do. I want to be a chef. And he pursued that. So we don't have to settle. Pastor Peter said, I think the limiter is holding it back. I'm sorry. It's not about that. I don't know if you saw what Pastor Peter said.
Yes, I did it already.
Tracy said, having a support system in place can help to prevent settling. What if the individual do not have such systems in place? Tracy, and you're talking about this as in the professional environment or in relationship. Yes, we all need a support system. And if we don't have a support system, we can create one. Some of us love to function in a vacuum. Some of us are loners by choice or loners by character. But we can all create that support system. So, and there's so many, I don't think we can say we don't have a support system, because there's a group for everything you can think about. Anything that you need support on, there is a group that meet up once a month or quarterly that you can become a part of and get the necessary support that you need.
Mr. King, I have a good point.
Bob, Happy New Year. He said, hello, Sharmin. Some people have a personality problem, and it's better to choose a field that you have a passion for, of course. And you know what? There are some people that can be miserable in a job when they interact with others. But you put them in a room with paper where they can be by themselves, they will excel. And it's back to my point earlier. We have to know ourselves. Self-discovery is so important. You have to know who you are. You have to know who you are so that you will know that certain environments and certain jobs will not fit you because it doesn't go with who you are and with your personality. The number here is 718-342-0510. Again, 718-342-0510. You don't have to settle. You don't have to stay in the job that you're in because you're settling, and you don't have to settle. Now, I created, here are the addresses of settlers. They live on Happy Place. Tired or Fatigue Avenue, Procrastination Street. Happy New Year, caller. You're live.
Hello, is this Sharmin?
Yes, it is.
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Hi, Sharmin.
Hi, how are you?
Good, great. This is Bob.
Hi, Bob.
I would actually like to elaborate some more. I'd actually like to elaborate some more on that.
Listen to your phone, Bob. Listen to your phone. If you listen to the app, to the live feed, you'll get confused because there is a delay.
Okay, hello. Are you hearing me there, Sharmin?
Yes, I am. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, great. Let me expand my volume a bit. Now, this is regarding the personality problem that people have. I'm not trying to elaborate too much on it, but there's definitely some fields that some people like to work by themselves and they function very well.
Mm-hmm.
For example, developers.
Mm-hmm.
They get in a room and they will develop software, and the moment someone distracts them, they get so angry. This is from experience because I'm in that field,
Mm-hmm.
and they would more or less be angry for sometimes days or a week. But leave these guys alone, they produce more
Mm-hmm.
without people around them. They're not people's persons. They don't see people as something friendly. They more see whatever they're doing as money and paying the bills. That's about it. So those type of people, even in the external world, in communication, they don't communicate well.
I agree.
I can hardly hear you. Can you speak up a bit?
I said I agree. I agree with you 100% because that is so. Some people's personality and they're attracted to certain fields.
Mm-hmm.
Like the developers, they prefer to work on their own and not with people, and there are a lot of people like that. No. And that is, I admire those people because they know who they are, they know their limitations, and so they choose a field that matches their personality.
Yeah, also, sometimes what can happen too, they can have a personality clash too, with those guys who are developers and people who are in networking because, like the guy there was saying about people with their bachelors and whatever degrees, they actually have a competition amongst one another sometimes, and it happens that they become enemies.
Yeah.
So this work world is really something that people got to know exactly. Well, I like this field. I like if it's building something, if it's housing, if it's being a carpenter. But if you jump into a field that you assume you'll be happy in, there's something waiting there for you because these people have already got a set frame of mind. They're not people that are friendly. They're just like work and money. So when you join that field, come there to work. They don't have time with being a friend or how is the weather and all that. They're like just money and work. There's no compassion there.
But at least they're not dealing with human beings where they have to be compassionate, right? They're dealing with machines and develop and whatever. And so, and that's the thing. They knew who they are. They understand what their limitations were. So they choose careers that will keep them that matches their personality or their characters. If I can say that.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much, Bob. And how is
Well, thank you very much, Sharmin, and I really enjoyed the show. It's a pleasure, this every Monday. It's a hassle to actually get home to listen to the show, but let's keep the great work, man, and sending out the message, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
Even regarding, like, the support system and education, sometimes people look at the support system, but sometimes you got to forget a support system and edify yourself. If you come to a place where you have nobody, you got to think like, hey, you know what? I got to survive or I'm going to die. But some people are so accustomed to having family, friends to support them, this body to support them. Believe you me, if you forget all those things, you'll be more successful. A lot of times it happens.
Thank you so much for that. How is the weather in Canada?
It's cold. Extremely cold. There's no snow, but very cold.
Okay.
Very, very cold. Compared to New York.
Okay, just be
I can hear you.
I said just bundle up.
Yeah, indeed. I get used to it anyway, so it's just like night and day, more or less. So thanks again, Sharmin, and enjoy.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bob. I have a question here by Tamika, but I'll have her call in. The number here is 718-342-0510. Welcome to Talk Time with Sharmin, calling your life a Happy New Year.
Good night, Miss Friends. Happy New Year.
Same to you, my dear.
Alrighty, so my question is, how does it let you know what is for you, right? Because most people just settle to make ends meet, but how would you figure out what your passion is if you want to make the ends meet? So you can't follow your passion because maybe your passion may not make you the money to make your ends meet. How do you figure that out?
Well, in the midst of you making ends meet, you're gonna identify things that are actually. Can you turn down your radio or go into another room?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. In the midst of you making ends meet, you might be able to identify what gives you satisfaction and joy. What I think you listened when I was talking about the gift. When you're exercising that gift, there is a pleasure that you get from it that nothing else gives you that kind of pleasure and satisfaction. So while you're making ends meet, because you're trying to understand what your purpose is or what your gifts are, you'll be able to see or identify, okay, so when I serve people and I get a sense of satisfaction. So what can I do to enhance that? What fields are available where I can make ends meet and enjoy what I'm doing while I serve and get that feelings of satisfaction.
Okay. But like I'm saying, maybe your passion may not make you the money that you're supposed to pay your bills and live comfortably. Your passion, what you're happy about, right? Mm-hmm. You can do that, but it's not going to, cover whatever it is that you're accustomed to because you've been making ends meet doing what it is. You just have a job. It's not a career. It's not a passion. You just have a paycheck. Let's say you just have a paycheck. But my passion, what I want to do, it won't make me the money that I need to live comfortably. Okay. How do you live comfortably following your passion?
Well, if you see your passion, that your passion cannot make ends meet and pay the bills, you do your passion. You can create a funding stream for that passion, right? And you do it part-time because the bills has to be paid, right? Okay. And while you're doing your passion part-time, you can create a funding stream. Because, let me go biblical here. When David played the harp, it was David's passion, right? It didn't bring in money.
Right.
But that harp, playing that harp, opened the door for David to play before a king.
King, correct.
So your passion might not be able to bring in money, but it may open doors, and it can become a funding stream for you.
That's a good way to look at it.
That's why I'm Charmin.
That's exactly why you are Charmin, friend.
No, but does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense.
Because a lot of times we see careers and jobs as the be all end all, as opposed, because we were not trained to think creating funding streams. So so I like to knit, and when I knitting gives me passion. How can I do this and make money, right? And that's just like an example. So do I move to Turkey and knit some silk rugs? How can I let this become a funding stream for me?
All right. Yeah. It's definitely good advice, good and strong advice. And like you mentioned, if you started part-time, who knows, it may open a lot of doors. Going digitally as well, it says that your gift will make a way for you. So, yeah, your gift shall bring you before greatness. Let me correct myself. So, maybe that, and that is you basically telling people to follow their gift or their passion. And if you're spiritual, it will open doors for you. And I really appreciate that. And thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Alrighty. Good night.
Good night.
Alrighty.
718-342 0510. Jay, the number is 718-342-0510. Yes, Otrice. I was just being humorous by saying that's why I'm charming. Omika said, I believe once you've discovered your potential, you should never settle. Omika, that's true, and we'll get there. Tracy said, I believe the lack of opportunity may lead to one settling. Sometimes people may have a sense of purpose, passion, and drive. However, the opportunity is available. And Tracy, that is so. But the optimist that I am, being the optimist that I am, sometimes we have to create the opportunities. And I believe that opportunities are available. We're in, the great, big United States of America. The opportunities that we might be seeking might not be available in New York City, or it might be in New York City, but it's overpopulated. So we have the World Wide Web, where we can actually research and see where those opportunities are available. And sometimes it may cause us to be uprooted and move to another place so that we can follow our and get the opportunities that we desire. And then Jay is asking, does faith ever take a backseat to self-motivation or self-reliance? Jay, I would say yes. You have the magic touch. Thank you, boss lady. Oh, she's so good. Yes. A lot of times our faith takes the back seat because we become reliant on ourselves. And we live in a very individualistic society where self comes first, second, and third. And so the belief system and your faith and everything else takes a back seat. because you have self in the driver's seat and self is driving. And so faith is in the back seat as opposed to the driving seat. So to answer your question, a lot of times faith does take the back seat and self-reliance and self-motivation takes place because some of us become overconfident and we become a little arrogant and in our skills and our abilities, and so we're not relying on the unknown anymore. Because like when I skydived in I think 2010 or 2011.
Really?
Yes, I'm risky like that. My friend Anita, we went into the Hamptons, and if you're not brave, before you skydive, you have a disclaimer that you have to sign that you're agreeing that anything can happen and you can die. And so it's a matter of faith, signing that, agreeing that you can die. And then when you jump out of that plane, those few seconds where that you're waiting for the parachute to open, that's what you call taking a leap of faith. Because your faith at that moment is in that parachute. If the parachute don't open, you're gonna splatter. So faith is jumping out of that plane and relying on the parachute to open in 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So a lot of times, because we've become so dependent on self and so self-reliant that we don't have faith anymore. We don't want to jump out the plane. We're not doing that. I'm going to wait, because a lot of people tell me you're crazy. I am not jumping out of a plane that is working well. The plane has to be on fire, but sometimes you want some adrenaline. So, yes. 718-342-0510. Dr. Kenwood said, I do believe that all jobs can give you the funds you need. You just need to explore possibilities. Also, once you are happy doing what you like, it will open doors for you. I agree with that. Pastor Peter said your gift will make room for you. It will open the door to success if you follow it. One problem most time is procrastination. Just as I said earlier, and we'll do an entire show about that, because it's not a show that it's not something that we can just touch and go. Most time we fail to try than try to fail. Yes, and that is true.
And that's something I said yesterday on my show, Ms. Charmaine, that inside of all of us, inside of every one of us, there's two F word, faith and fear. So whichever one you put in front, that's the way your life is going to be. Like, when I first started here, I told the captain, I said, I don't like talking on mic. And now look, I'm doing it. So just to show you, I had to find that faith and kick that fear in the back and talk on the mic.
And look at you now, you're on top. Time with Sharmin.
See?
718-342-0510. Again, 718-342-0510. I was giving you the hold on. Someone said I'm looking forward to your procrastination show. I know, me too. Jay, you're very welcome. I would have loved to hear your voice. back to the addresses of settlers. I think I stopped at Self-Doubt Lane. They live on Someday Road. Someday I'll get there. You hear that often. I'll do it someday. I'll get there someday. When and if drive, you know, when I do it and if I do it. Or when the kids get older, I'll go back to school. Because right now I have to do homework and I have to help the kids. Or
I'm a single parent.
mm-hmm. Or if things change in the house, I'll follow my dream. So, you know, this when and if. Limitation stretch. You limit yourself. I can't do that. Those are for bright people. Yeah, those are for whomever. Also,
we got a caller.
Happy New Year. Calling your life. Welcome to Talk Time with Sharmin.
Happy New Year. Miss Sharmin.
Same to you.
Your family.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Yes, calling on the topic there, be stagnant.
Mm-hmm. No, we saying be settling.
Settling, yes, settling. Most of the time, where majority of the factor on that is fear. People are afraid of trying. You know, I myself been there. And so I just also what the young lady was saying earlier. If you love what you're going to do or what you want to do or what you have, you know, you had a kid dream trying to do something or a dream of doing, believe you me, that finance, that money, when you put in the work to pursue your dream, will actually be 10 times more than what you actually settle it to do. So all you have to do is just make the adjustments to suit yourself and the dream. So that you can proceed and stop being, you know, still and being afraid of trying. So majority of the youth them out there who's afraid of trying, my advice to you guys, don't be afraid. Fear is an illusion, you know. It's created by you. It's also created by yourself, doubt in yourself, inside. You know, like Miss Sharmin said, leap of faith. Take a leap of faith in yourself.
Jump out the plane.
Well, the starting part is not going to happen if you believe in yourself.
Just jump out the plane and believe that the parachute is going to open. And you said you know something.
And the thing is,
go ahead.
Not to cut you.
No, go ahead.
The thing is, that parachute can open anytime. Is you have to open it. You have the equipment. You have the mind and the power to do everything. But how things in society have changed people and changed us as a whole is to be afraid of trying and be consumed in a box. Don't take out the box. They want you to take walk this way, take this. No. Try. Come out of the box. Become who you're supposed to become. I guarantee you, it's going to make anything that you are robotically trying to do, when you think freely and become who you're supposed to become. Well, how do you think all these great legends and inventors and all these things, they weren't afraid to try. So why should you be afraid?
But you know something deadly. Sometimes fear is not an illusion. A lot of people say that. Some people were socialized in an environment where fear was common. And, you know, this psychologist Skinner did a study where they actually scared a child with a furry stuffed toy. That child developed a fear for anything and everything that was furry. Okay?
But it is the same factor Willie Lynch used for his programming for our ancestors. So that is something being trained to folks.
That's
I will
what I'm
always
saying.
see fear as an illusion because I have to program myself that I'm not afraid of anything.
But if you were socialized to fear certain things and you were not taught to take risk, it's taking risk. You have to be taught as a child when you try to do something and your parents said, I don't want to see you doing that. Don't do that again. Don't follow Andrew. Andrew is a bad boy. And all Andrew does, Andrew is a boy that is adventurous. And he's exploring. No, you grew up. Hold on, let me finish my point. Right? And your parent is telling you that whatever Andrew's doing is not good. You grew up with the mindset that being an explorer and examining things and being adventurous is not a good thing to do. So now that you're in your adulthood, and here comes this Miss Sharmin telling me to do the things that my mother told me not to do, it's very conflicting. Despite doing it, you're gonna see the gains of doing it. You're gonna see the benefits. But because of that fear,
that training,
the socialization,
I call it training because you are training. If somebody keep repeating something, don't do that, you've been trained not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
As a child would grow without fear and walk without fear, do you realize that the parents can put that fear into that child by telling them not to try? A child is always fearless. That's why I always wonder, like, this kid don't have no fear. This baby don't have no fear. This baby wants to try. Because why? Kids see things different from our eyes. We don't see safety. We see safety. Kids don't see safety. They see the child. Oh. That's how we're supposed to be as adults. Fearless. Fear is something that you program into somebody. It's a program. So when people have fear, it causes them to settle. Causes them to try to be conscious and special. Like what they say, it causes a lot of self-doubt. It causes them to not believe in themselves, low self-esteem.
Oh, stop doing my show for me.
I'm sorry, man.
Because I'll get into that when we start to talk about, and I know everyone is sitting back, waiting for us to start the conversation about settling in relationships. So I wanted us to get rid of the settling So we'll get there with the with settling in relationships.
Alright. Yes, Lika, don't worry, I don't mind settling with Lika.
Alright.
I love the show, man. Love the show.
Thank you.
Alright.
Thank you so much, Deadly. Thank you for calling. And Tracy, I'm tired reading your comments. Could you call me? What is part of your ambivalence? Fear, not you. Call me so we can talk. 718-342-0510. Again, 718-342-0510. It's not time for our reality corner yet. Can you play something for us?
Sure.
Life is okay.
I got this message that is so emotional for me. You know, I'm becoming a crybaby these days since this show. Don't laugh, DJ Andrew, and it's okay.
To cry.
You know, it's okay to cry because, you know, I used to go to RC, reevaluation counseling. And from my RC training, whenever I see babies and people are telling them, hush, 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 it angers me because that's the baby's language. The baby's talking. All the baby know to do is cry. And so we affect our kids by hushing them up, you know? So that's where I learned to cry, but I don't cry. But I'm going to read this, this message that I got. And I'm not going to call name. And it says, why do I settle? I've been settling for as long as I can remember. I felt I wasn't pretty enough, cool enough, smart enough. Nothing about me felt good enough or deserving. I grew up with this mindset, so I will choose a partner or a friend based on how I view myself, which was a recipe for disaster. I had dreams of becoming a lawyer or doctor, but give it up because once again, I felt like I didn't fit that. I met a man who is perfectly imperfect, but not the man for me. But I settled because I felt like I am a single mother and no man will want to be with me. To make my parents proud. So I felt like I had to put my happiness aside and do what I had to for my kids, my parents, and the people that had no damn saying in my life. Settle. I wanted to finish school, but instead, I felt like it's too late. I have kids now. It's about them, not me. And I settle for a job instead of a career. Settle. Why do I settle? Because of unresolved issues from my past. Low self-esteem, insecurities, and I can go on and on. Ms. Sharmin, this topic couldn't come at a better time. Over the past few months, I've been working on this issue. I was doing great until I decided to face the biggest lie I told myself that caused me to settle for a life that I'm not happy with. And that was from my anonymous writer. I can identify with so many things in this letter, because, you know, we don't feel pretty enough because of societal norms. You don't feel cool enough. You don't feel smart enough. You don't feel good enough. You don't feel deserving, and so you settle. And you settle for a lot of things that are not good enough for you. So, and you have the solution. You've identified the solution. And, you know, my favorite is, if you don't deal with your stuff is going to deal with you. And those unresolved issues from the past, we have to deal with them. Because it affects every area of our lives. It is so darn crippling and handicapping. It prevents us from, sometimes you think you're successful and you're soaring and you're doing so well. But if you can only deal with those issues from the past, Yeah. And a lot of us settle for jobs instead of careers. That is so true. Because we want to pay the bills, and we don't want to take risk. So we settle. And I am happy that I can actually, be the catalyst of change, and help you on this journey. Tracy, I'm still waiting to hear about your ambivalence. Pastor Peter said he can do his work. Don't worry, Pastor Peter, you'll be able to do it after 9 o'clock. The number is 718-342-0510. Dr. Kenwood, thank you so much for that. Yes, it is appropriate for this time so that, we have time to start planning on how to get out of our settlements, if I may say that, during the year 2017. So we're going to switch gears. You can still call if you want to call and talk about a career, but we're going to switch gears and talk about settling in relationships.
Wow.
And I may step on some toes, guys, not intentional. This, as I said earlier, this show, I was supposed to do this show in November and then in December, but you know what? It was not supposed to be then, it's now. And every time I plan to do the show, someone calls me and says something to me, and I didn't want to do the show to let them think that it's because of our discussion that I'm doing the show. So I kept putting it off, but the delay was good because it's the first show we're doing in 2017. And what are some of the reasons we settle in relationships? I'm going to start first with the things that we hear from the outside. I'm going to call it pressure words. Girl, you're too picky. Or boy, you too picky. You can pick till you pick. Okay, blank, right? Or you're going to hear, your standards are too high. You need to lower your standards a little. Those are pressure words to help you to settle. Your biological clock is ticking. You need to find someone. Or you can turn an old maid. And then the favorite one, you need to like who like you. You can't like.
Good one. I like that one.
You need.
I like that one. That's no one. You need to like who like you. That's what Granny saying.
Yeah, that's an old one. Like who like you.
Not who you like.
But it's not who you like. Those are pressure words. Or words that pressure you to get into relationships. And, when you hear you don't want to be an old maid, or we don't want any old maid in this family, you need to get married. Or, I don't know the things that they tell guys.
Oh, there's a few. There's a few.
Okay, and what are
There's a
some?
few. Like when you're giving me grandkids.
There you go. And they do, yeah. When you're giving me grandkids, when you're bringing home this girl, when you're getting married.
Exactly.
All of those are pressure words.
We gotta call them, Michelle.
Happy New Year, calling your live. Welcome to Talk Time with Sharmin.
Happy New Year, Simon.
Happy New Year, Ricky. How are you? Are you enjoying the show?
Yeah.
Ricky, you don't settle.
Huh?
You're not settling, right?
Not one, no.
Okay. But you.
Not one, no.
But.
Let me I'm the owner, make like mom, I have a home. But no, I'm not recommending have a home.
Okay. But what you mean by settling? Are you like going through something that, or in a situation where you know you're better, but you just choose to just relax and wait until whenever for it to be fixed? You heard me, Mr. Ricky? All right, thank you for calling, right?
Ricky, stay tuned in and thank you for calling and have a blessed New Year.
All right, Mr. Ricky, take care, right? Thank you. Yeah, I'm just filling in for Pastor Peter tonight. Yeah. All right? So keep it locked, Ricky. Good night, good night.
Good night, Ricky.
The number is 718-342-0510. Most of y'all been waiting on this topic, settling and relationship.
So, yeah. So some of those pressure words, I forgot that one.
I want some grandkids. When you're making grandkids, I want some grandkids before I die.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to see the wife you got married. What you gonna do? Wriggle up till you get married? Or you gonna stay single all your life? You gonna party all your life? What you do with yourself? Do something with yourself in life. You know, these are things that we hear growing up, and it's they don't understand. It may be serious to them, but it's pressuring us to become an adult way before time. Because sometimes everybody develop differently. You know, I'm not a street person, to be honest with you. I'm not a street person. But maybe, just a reference, I'm not saying it, like, say, like, Roti Bano or whoever else, they might be, like, you know, always on the street, so they develop faster. But by communication, they might, like, for me, for example, I couldn't go to no party at 14. Maybe them guys could go to a party at 14. You know, so they experience differently from me. So with that kind of pressure now, oh, when you bring grandkids, wait, I didn't have fun yet. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why some people settle, because and they're not happy when they settle.
That's so true, and we'll get there. And you know, some of the signs that you're settling. Okay, let's start with why do you settle? One of the things that Deadly said when he called in, low self-esteem. Of course, you don't feel good about yourself. So, been there, done that. You settle because you don't think that whatever you can get better than what is being presented to you.
Right, true.
Right? Because you don't feel good about yourself. So whatever is being offered to you, what is presenting themselves to you, you think that that's good enough. You're fearful. you're fearful, just fear. Fear. You know, they have all these acronyms for fear, and you're fearful. Some people, both men and women, settle because they're codependent. They rely so much on the other person that they can't see themselves doing it. Some women are codependent on men, and some men are codependent on women. So there is this codependency. Self-doubt. Just like low self-esteem, you doubt yourself. You don't have any poor self-confidence. You don't feel that you can get or you deserve. You feel less deserving. You don't deserve. And all of that is interconnected to low self-esteem and poor self-confidence and self-doubt. Also, most times when we have that I settled epiphany, we stay in that situation as if we are powerless. Like if you don't have the power to change it. You know, and the favorite term, look, I've been in this relationship for 10 years, I have 5 years, and I know him, I know what he got. I don't know what I'm gonna go out there and get.
I agree.
Right?
I hear that so many times.
The settling. Or, I know this man since I small, and we grow up with each other. I'm not gonna leave him and go out there. I don't know what I'm gonna get. The one that took the crown last month. I'm talking to someone, and she said to me, "You really think, Sharmin, that I'm gonna throw out my man out there to let some blank get him?" But then in the same breath, she's telling me how toxic the relationship is. But she's not going to throw him out there because she don't want another woman to get him. So, guys, the number is 718-342-0510. And signs that you're settling, of course, you're unhappy. The relationship is bringing you down. You can't seem to find a balance in the relationship. You have this feeling that you have to change. There is this drive that you want to change. And so, but you don't know how to. That's why we're here. Also, there is abuse. It might not be physical abuse. It might be verbal. It might be emotional. It might be sexual. It might be financial abuse. But there is some form of abuse involved. There is the codependency factor, like I said. You think you can't survive without him or her. And that can be a form of abuse also, because they've told you that. You've been programmed. You've heard it so much that now you're believing it. So you're staying and you're settling. You allowed yourself to be cheated upon repeatedly. And this is something that I don't understand, especially for women. You sit there, the man cheats, it's like a cycle over and over and over, and he says the same thing when he's caught. I'm done. Forgive me. I love you. It just happened. Right?
Right.
Okay, you take him back one time. You take him back 2 times. You take him back 3 times. And now this is a part of your life that you have to accept him cheating. Right? So that's a part to settle in. You know, I have my own theories.
But you know, you said something earlier too, that sometimes she might say, oh, I've been with you for 10 years and I know I'm going to pick up out there, and you know, so it becomes a pattern. So she programmed that in his mind, no matter what you do, I'm not leaving you. Vice versa, same thing with men. You get women that cheat on men, you get men that cheat on women. You know what I mean? I can remember listening to a show that, you know, the mix-up crew had, that, you know, how women cheat and the signs that they don't give those signs and what they do and all that stuff. So, vice versa. It's like a woman will go there and do the same thing and come back and say, oh, I did it because you pay me no attention, you don't show me no love and affection, you know, I do all the work, you don't help me out. So, you know, it's both parties that...
It's a two-way street.
Right, exactly. And that's why they settle, because they're going back and forth in this unhealthy lifestyle, I must say. You know, and if one of them don't wake up, either one will kill the other, or something like that gonna happen. You know, it's kind of hard to come out of a comfortable zone. Like, yeah, you know this person, you lay down with them, you live with them, but then at the same time as you know you're not feeling right inside. You know.
But we all, as you said, you're not feeling right. You know when you're settling. You know, because you feel that you can do much more. As I said earlier, you know that you can do more. You feel that you can change. There is this feeling, right? I know I can do better than this. But we are afraid. A lot of women and men equally is afraid of singleness. A lot of us also mix up being alone and being lonely.
True.
So we were taught that singleness is not the way to go. You shouldn't be single. You must always have a partner. And even though when you walk off the street and you go into the house, you're living separate lives, even inside.
Behind closed doors.
You're still presenting the front, and you're settling.
Right.
Right? But that's okay. Another sign that you're settling is that you sacrifice a lot for the relationship. And in the process of that sacrificing, you lose yourself. Because you're identified with him or her. That's your identification. And you become a master at wearing a mask. Because you mask your true feelings. You're masking that I am tired of this relationship, but I just need to stay in this relationship.
Just because.
You fill in the blank. I don't want these kids to grow up in a single parent home. Really? But you don't want them, you're saying that, but you're still a single parent. Because it's only one, despite 2 parents are in the home, it's only one parent that is the disciplinarian, the provider, or whatever.
But also too, the kids not seeing no love. Like, you know, they used to see mommy and daddy kissing, mommy and daddy hugging, you know. And if mommy and daddy if they're not seeing that, you know, they must say, well, you know, something ain't right, you know. Because they are taught in school love each other, like give me a hug, whatever. If they're not seeing no hugging, no kissing, mommy and daddy hugging and kissing, then, you know, these kids nowadays are not stupid.
And that's true. And some people think that they're settling because of the kids, and it's going to help the kids, but it damages the kids even more. So, you know, also one of the reasons that, one of the things that I read in the message that I got, I'm not good enough. I call it the I'm not good enough syndrome.
For what? Good enough for
right? I'm not good enough. If I leave him, who's gonna take me? You hear people say that. If I leave this relationship, who's gonna take me? Who's gonna want me with 10 children? Who's gonna want me with 4 children? You know? So the number here is 718-342-0510. You're fearful, another thing, fearful of being single. You're just fearful, like, don't understand, I can't be single. Because we have this idea that when you're single, you know, whatever. So that fear of being single is one of the reasons you stay settled. And also the pressures from loved ones and relatives and friends that, excuse me, you know, what are some, let me ask my listeners a question. If you think you're settling, what are some of the reasons, or what is the driving force that is causing you to settle?
You know, some people settle for different reasons, you know. Some people settle because either the man or the woman got a good job, you know, they could live a certain lifestyle. Some people settle because one is in love and one is not. Some could settle because of the fame. You know, look at these TV shows. You know, some settle because they feel like there's nothing else there. You know? But if people are really true to themselves, you know, it will work. You understand? It will work. But for how long? Because when after you don't get the money, the house, the car, and
still empty.
Exactly, and that's when all the problems start to come out one by one. Because you've been suppressing it for all the years. Oh, I got a new house last year. I got a new Bimmer this year. Next year, I want a Ferrari. The Ferrari comes, you're still happy.
But it's a lot of external, what? I don't want to say gains. It's like you're looking. It's like looking for love in the wrong place, or looking for satisfaction in material things, as opposed to looking for satisfaction internally. So yeah. 718-342-0510. 718-342-0510. No one should have to settle. Point blank, period. No one should have to settle. But because of societal pressures, we settle. Right? We settle because we think it's the right thing to do, you know?
Remember back in the Caribbean, Ms. Sharmin, I mean to cut you, that when somebody make cherry drinks or some kind of fruit drink, the settlement go at the bottom. And here, this is a good logic like how Ms. Sharmin normally use, right? You will drink down the juice, and when you get to the bottom, some don't drink it. And the one them who do drink it, right? And they'll start like thinking in their throat. That's like settling in a relationship like that. In the beginning, as you work it down, it's good. But when you reach that part
where like all of the
issues start arising, you know.
Because you didn't shake up the bottle.
There you go.
Right?
There you go. So,
very good analogy. You know, you made the juice, you pour it in the bottle, you just drink the top. And when you get to the part where it's like, oh, this is good cake. I don't want to drink that. Exactly. But it's all a part
of the juice. You know,
right? It's a part of the package.
Exactly. You only want a good part, but you don't want to deal with the bad part.
It's a part of the package.
That's why you should shake up first, so you can get a mixture of both, and then you will know if you like the juice or not.
You should have tasted before you buy. You know, Andrew, very few of us know how to be single. You know, people would say, I can't do that. I can't live alone. I can't do that. I don't know how you do that. And so because of that, we settle. We weren't taught, as I said when I began the show, we were not taught to be single. We were taught to be taking care of somebody, right? And so when you get older, and you don't want to be alone, so whosoever may come. And my mom have this saying, before none, any, you know, right. Before you remain single, you take anything. So, and I know she's listening and she might be smiling. And I always have that behind my head, you know, before none, you take any. So any can be, any is like the prime candidate for settling. And so you settle for the man. And a lot of times also we settle because in our heads, we don't have a vision of the man we want. You know? Mm-hmm. So you come, you present well, we accept you. And then later on in the relationship, we decide, we realize that, oh no, this is a misfit. I can't do this. But he provides, whatever, but I'm not feeling it. So a lot of people would settle because you're a provider, right? There might be, you might have a list of 5 and the person might just, you know, you can just check 2, have 2 check marks on the list of 5, and you'll settle because those 2 check marks might be the most important things for you on the list, but you're not feeling it. It's not you're not. There's no compatibility. Right? Mm-hmm. You're not compatible. Right. But you prefer to settle. You're settling because you have someone in the house and he's helping you with the bills. Mm-hmm. But it's not what you want.
Can I say something here?
Yeah.
Listen, let's talk real facts. Some of y'all settle because it's either the intimacy is good, but the man treats you like crap. Let's be fair. Let's be honest. Or the woman treats you like crap, but the intimacy is good. But then, after that is done and gone, whether it's 5, 10 minutes, or whatever, you call up your best friend, you call up a friend, you call up somebody, oh, he do this, she do the, whatever. And the person asks you a simple question of Ms. Sharmin is asking you, well, why are you still with him? Or why are you still with her?
You know, you brought up an important factor, but that's for Gabby's show. And yeah, we settle for that moment of pleasure, which might last 2 seconds.
That's what I'm saying.
And then after you get up, the reality is still there that
You feel lonely.
you're settling. You have someone in the house, but there is an emptiness. There is a vacuum. You still feel as though you're single.
Exactly. You feel lonely.
Because you feel alone or you feel alone because whatever that partner should be doing, that partner is not doing. So there is that vacuum, right? There is that void.
Right.
But yet still, despite you feeling the emptiness, you're still there. Why? So call us and share with us, why? Why do we settle? Some of us think that we can change our partners.
So true.
You know, I've been there. I can change him. I don't care what anyone say. I'm going to defy everything I know, I feel, I know I'm going to change him.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Here's a good question. Why would you want to change somebody that you are with? You met this person this week, so why would you want to change them?
Because I want him, but there's things about him I don't like. So I think that if I be good to him and I stay in the relationship, he is going to change. And let me tell you something. It's the biggest myth that I can speak for us women.
Yep.
It's the greatest lie that we tell ourselves because we are settling. Because I don't care what you do, you will not change him. And then we like to highlight, well, I'm speaking about women or her, but then I highlight all of the good qualities and the qualities that are affecting us. We want those good qualities to overshadow them. But most times they do not. And I know of people who are in relationships and in marriages that are miserable. Martin Richmond said, they don't care because his needs is being met, so to hell with her needs. And that's true. That is so true. A lot of us take that approach. Tracy said our style of attachment affects everything from our partner selection to how well our relationship progress and to sadly how they end. That's so true. Martin said sometimes they come as sheep in wolf clothing. Agree. You know, and it's back to what we said. The sheep, the wolf come in the sheep. You like the calmness of the sheep. You like the wool. But then you don't like the wolf part, the real part of the person. And you think that, okay, maybe I can help him to change. You know, you can't change the tiger stripes.
They gotta change
right?
themselves.
No, and some people aren't gonna change.
No.
And so you may be seeing all these things even before, because I usually tell people that a lot of the things that you see when you get married, you saw it before you got married, but you ignore it because you wanted to get married. Right? You ignore all those signs. And then when you get into the marriage, you're like, what happened? Really? What happened?
Your eyes
open. It was too late. You saw it.
But you choose to
But you ignore it. And then you're in the marriage and you're like, oh, I can't do this. I'm not settling.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Here's the question.
I hope I can answer it.
No, it's From a man point of view to a female,
a woman.
Exactly. Let me ask you a question now. So, like you said, you try to change the man, as much as you can, right? What if you got a good guy, he come, you try to change him the way you want, right? And then you change him, but then he become annoying to you because you change him the way you want. Then what do you do? Because now he's starting on your last nerves. What do you do as a woman?
Well, that's a serious. If I change a man, let's say, the man that I wanted to change because I saw potential, right? And I'm like, oh my God, if I can only tap into his potential and work on that and turn him around. But then, let's say I tap into that potential and I turned it around, and I don't understand how could that get me on my nerves. That's what I wanted. Hold on. That's what I wanted. So he followed my lead and he made changes. So now the changes that he has made is getting on my nerves. That's a problem. I need to look at me because I wanted this man to change. And he made the changes, but now it's getting on my nerves. That's like an oxymoron. Well, that's crazy.
But some women are in that stage right now. Some women are. Because like you just said, okay, fine. You met this guy, he making a good amount of salary, but you said you see more good potential out of him. He get a good job now. He working longer hours, the bills are paid, everything is up to date, plus you got extra to spend. But the only one problem is he's never home to spend time with you. And now you starting to find that as a problem. Then what do you do?
Well, for me, you asking me a personal question, so I'm going to answer as a person. If I wanted my man to find a new job, make money, I would consider the sacrifices that I have to make. Now, if it's a sacrifice, we have to agree that you're going to do this for the next 3 years. And so when you're not working the long hours, we're going to spend all the time together. And I know it's a 3-year sacrifice I'm making. And after the 3 years, we have an account or we have something to show for that sacrifice. Right?
Right.
So, Tracy raised something that I wanted to say. A lot of times, when we have a lot of unresolved issues, like I read in the message that was sent to me, when we have unresolved issues, we attract who we are. You are what you think, and you are what you eat.
Amen.
And so oh God, I don't want to go here, but I'll go.
Go.
A lot of times when we leave relationships, we don't allow ourselves to be healed.
Guilty.
And we get into other relationships, rebound. And I don't care how much in love you are, they do not last. Because think about this. You have 2 exposed wires. Especially if both of you are coming out of relationships that you need healing from. And those 2 exposed wires that have current are touching each other, what happens?
Ooh, sparks.
Sparks. And those sparks can cause a fire.
Yes.
A lot of times, this codependency that we're talking about, we don't allow ourselves to be healed because we're so codependent on having a partner. Some women like to have men in their bed, and some men like to have women in their beds. So you're out of a relationship. You're not healed. You're not even over the person that you just left. And here comes Mr. Handsome or Miss Gorgeous. And you're an exposed wire. Mm-hmm. And therefore, you don't know if Mr. Handsome or Miss Gorgeous is an exposed wire. So you get together and you're daring, but you're ignoring certain signs because you're on the rebound, right? Right. But then when the relationship, when the dust begin to settle in the relationship and the sparks begin to occur, you realize that, oh my God, I just attracted the person that I walked out from.
Exactly.
All because you didn't allow yourself to be healed.
You didn't cover up that wire.
It's not even cover up. It's cover it up. Let's say, yes, I'm going to use your example. You cover it up so that you put some electrical tape.
Right.
So until you get the cover and the right pieces to fix that, to put, maybe it's a switch.
Nah, but
so you get the cover and you get the electrician, the certified personnel to fix it.
Which is time.
Right? And a lot of times we don't allow ourselves
to
heal. So you're, as Martin says in the chat room, you bring your baggage from the old relationship into the new relationship, and all that is going to happen. There will be a reoccurrence of the same things that happened in your last relationship.
You know, some people don't understand this, and I just tell people this a lot. I like to find alone time. I don't like to be because of what I went through in the past years and so on. Like, I find it now that I like alone time.
But that's important.
I like to go and even go to the mountain and stand there and breathe. I mean, if you drive a car, come on, Pennsylvania is only like an hour and a half away. Find time for yourself. You know, we work so hard. We take care of our kids. We pay bills. We do this. We do this. We do that. And we never find alone time for ourselves. And many times, if we come out of a relationship, we want somebody right away.
That's the rebound. And you know what? A lot of people, it's because of the codependency. You're codependent. And you call it alone time. Some, as I said earlier, right back to where we began, some of us don't know how to be alone. So, we're going back to settling. Don't let's go. Because some of us settle. There are some women, young, middle-aged, and older, that only date married men. And they can tell you all the good things about the relationship. Settling. There's some men only date married women. Settling.
We got to call them, Sharmin.
Welcome to Talk Time with Sharmin. Calling you live. Happy New Year.
Same to you, darling.
Go ahead. You're live.
This is Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. How are you?
I'm good.
Teresa, I have a question for you. Have you ever settled?
Pardon me?
Have you ever settled in a relationship whereby you know that this relationship is no good for you, but you still staying in it for whatever reason?
Yes. thinking that it's going to work, you're trying all kind of thing and thinking it's going to work, but it never works. I end up losing.
And when you were in that relationship, what were you telling yourself?
Girl, at that time, I was always thinking that it's going to work. But still, when I had enough, when I say enough was enough, and I step out of it, then I realized what a fool I was, or being played or being used. Oh my God, it was too much.
What were some of the signs that you had that you knew you were settling?
One of the signs that I thought I was settling?
Yeah.
Yeah, look. What was the sign? You know, one of the things, we were dating, you know, and then eventually the guy came to live with me. Mm-hmm. But at that time, when he came to live with me, I said, okay, this is something we heading down the right way. But that was the worst part I do. It was the worst thing I ever did in life.
Why you say that?
And why was that?
Because he came to live with me with him.
Mm-hmm. And you think you were settling because?
Okay.
Because you know when you reach a certain age, you don't need to be jumping around out there.
Back to my point of being, you know, we come up with these excuses. Oh, we shouldn't be alone. We don't want to be jumping around. You know, my mother's favorite saying, before none any. You know, Teresa. So, but what was your breaking point?
There I had so many breaking points. I had so many times, but like I was blind and I was stupid to read. Oh God, it was the breaking points. Me breaking points is so many times. Look, if I really talk about it, if I see that I'm here, a lot of people might say, I mean, there's too much investment, so I think all that to start it.
Okay.
Understand?
That's
and I feel shame.
But why would you feel shame? That's your story.
Because a lot of people would tell me why you went through so much and you're stupid.
No, you're not. Because you thought that this was going to work for you, and that's one thing. And listeners, listen to this. That's one thing that we have to stop being judgmental. Because yes, we're on the outside looking in and saying you're stupid. But you don't know what that woman was feeling. You don't know that woman's story. You don't know the backdrop. And you don't know what propelled her into that relationship. And whatever she did, she thought at that moment it was the right thing. So how dare us criticize her and judge her and call her actions stupid? Because it was the right thing for her at that moment. And you felt it was the right thing for you at that time. Right? Hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah. You know, okay. One of my breaking points was this individual ended up giving a next woman my information, my full name, address, my phone, my cell number, and it was a whole heap of stupidness from there. Because my thing is, if you went with me, who dare you to do such a thing to me? And you claim you love me? No, that's not love. That's not love.
And that was your breaking point.
One of the breaking points.
One.
But you know, some of us, listen to this. Some of us have to have many breaking points before we can walk away. Some of us, One person might be, look, one strike and you're out. Some of us is 3 or 33. And on the third, then we're like, okay, I've had enough. I am out. So there is no one size fit all. There is no one size fit all when it comes to settling and getting out of relationships that you have settled in.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed. Because sometimes you've been through so much that, you know, you might finally get a chance to breathe on your own, and you might say, you know what, I'm going to give this another shot with somebody else. And the moment you do that one thing, you're like, I'm done, you got to go. You know, it's not that you're a bad person, it's just that you're hitting close to home of what I've been through.
So, Teresa, I don't want you to feel bad that you had a lot of breaking points, or you give this person 50 chances. You thought that was the right thing to do. And it's a good learning lesson, you know? It's a good experience, and I'm sure that you can help other women that might be in that situation. So don't feel bad.
Okay.
that wasn't convincing.
No, because because a lot of people used to tell me, "Oh, do this, do that, do that." But I know I have to do it on my own because I didn't want to do it and then still step back into it. You know, like okay, Mama said, tell him to leave, and then the same time you tell him to leave, you're breathing after. No, because when you leave, it's like I could sleep comfortably now. I mean, I breathe a little bit, yes, knowing that I have to make such a decision. But then sometimes you got to do something the best meant for you. Mm-hmm. You can't like hold on to something and you know this person carrying you down. It's like you walking, you don't know who's watching it. You say, what? People just, oh my God, it was too much, it's too much. I start talking, I tell you the whole year, I just start talking about my problem. Till the 31st of December this year, 2020, it's too much. It's a lot.
But you know...
Men could really... Huh?
No, sorry, go ahead.
No, some men could really do. When you see it, I just look at Heidi, and when you see I watch all these some women that still men, sometimes people sit around, but they just push it to the limit. I mean, I won't go to the limit. But they just push you. But people outside, they won't open and talk that kind of thing.
But you know, Teresa, you're very strong, and it's good that you identify your breaking point. Some women, you have no idea that sharing your story, and like someone said on the live feed, that you sharing your story would help someone and may have helped someone, because someone might have all the signs that they're settling in a relationship, and some of us know that we're settling, and even entering the relationship we know that we're settling, but because we don't want to be alone and we think that the biological clock is ticking, or we don't want to be I'm going to use this Guyanese phrase that you don't want to be licking from pillar to post, and so you settle, and in settling it's even more damaging than if you had stayed alone, because now you have to heal from that toxic relationship, and it can take you a lot of time to heal and to get over it before you can walk into another relationship. And some people may choose not to get into another relationship.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now sometimes it's the right come and you scared of what it's the wrong do you.
Yes.
And there you go.
Yes, and there is Mr. Right in front of your eyes, but because of what Mr. Wrong did you don't. Yeah, I like that analogy. What Mr. Wrong did you're like, Nobody's not getting that chance. Thank you so much, Teresa, and thank you for sharing. I hope that you trust us a little more and share more with us at some point.
Yeah, piece by piece.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome there.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
718-342-0510. Are you settling? People settle because they have low self-esteem. They have the fear of loneliness. They think that their partner will change. He's going to change. Just give him some time. They're fearful of being financially unstable because the partner, is the financial supporter of the family. Some people stay in relationships, Andrew, because they are ashamed to let other people know that relationship didn't work.
What they put up with?
So they're like, nobody's not going to, I'm going to stay here. I can't let anyone know that this is not working. And some people also think that, they said every relationship have their problems. They ain't got no perfect relationship. Right?
Right.
So that's the phrase they use to console themselves to continue settling.
We got to call him, Miss Sharmin.
Calling you live. A Happy New Year. Welcome to Talk Time with
Happy New Year, Miss Sharmin Prince. How are you?
For welcome me, Matthew.
Me dem, I'll give you for you.
Me there.
I'm listening.
Please
but sometimes we settle because it's so many factors why we settling for.
Hold on, Judith. Could you turn down the
Okay, yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait. I can't get. Oh, shit. I can't get my volume button. Wait. Oh God, the computer's acting up now. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, because I was listening and I just said, let me just call in and stuff. Because, sometimes we settle in, but it's so many factors why we settle. You name quite a few of them. And sometimes it's also a way of escaping when you're in a broken home, meaning the household is dysfunctional. So you meet someone on the street and the person maybe promised the things that you can't have home. So people then settle for that also because it's a way of escaping to leave. So you settle for something knowing that's not what you want, but at a time you're going to settle for that because you want an outlet. You want to get out where you are. And then sometimes it's also fear. And sometimes it's so many different things, and I said you topped so many of them already. And sometimes as you get older, like, when I was younger, yes, growing up, sometimes you're in a home with so many siblings, and things are not working out. As I said, sometimes it's broken homes. Father is not there, mother is there, mommy trying the best to do. So as a youngster, sometimes you're like forced out of the home. So you start a relationship.
Yep.
And I guess at the time you're hearing everything that you want to hear. And then you settle because you don't know any better at that time.
That's true.
So you go in it, and as you get older, or if you're out of that relationship, you get older, you learn. Some of us learn fast, and some of us learn slow. Because as I said, it took me many years for me to come out of my relationship, even though I know it was not a good relationship, but because you had children already. So it's like
how do you leave? You know, how do you start? Because you begin a relationship, you bear kids in the relationship, but you know that it's not the relationship for you.
Mm-hmm. So, how do you know that the relationship is not for you?
Because of, okay, as I said, when you're younger, you come from a broken home, certain things you settle for. But in your mind, you know this is not right, what the individual is doing to you.
Mm-hmm.
But because you made a commitment, and then sometimes society, people, and you don't want people to talk about you.
Mm.
So sometimes you stay in the relationship just for people's sake, not for your sake, but for other people's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also see, because maybe you have children with this individual. Until you meet one of your breaking points,
Mm-hmm.
that you cannot take it anymore.
Okay. Okay.
You forgot to do that.
And what are some of the breaking points?
It's so many breaking points. Some of the breaking points is like you have thoughts of harming the individual.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you had enough of what the individual is doing to you.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes you see your children playing a role that you should play in the relationship.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And then sometimes you're like, where do I go if I leave?
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many breaking points that you have. So many.
Wow.
But then I'm also someone that I might think of harming, but then in the same token, I also think of where I don't want to be at.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see myself there. So therefore the cost comes, but then I have another wake-up call saying, no.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so as I get older, you know, and got more mature, because I said, I started my relationship very at a young age. So you settle for things that you couldn't get home, or, you know, whatever the household dysfunctional, you may call it, you know, too many people in the house, a lot was going on, so it's like they you're pushing until you get out of the home. So it's also something that the next best thing that is out there for you.
Wow. Wow.
So that's a little bit about Judith.
Thank you so much, Judy.
You're welcome.
Thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. So, it's time for our reality corner. And I am trying to contemplate which one to share. I know I spoke about, I forgot all of them. I spoke about DNI. Last week I think I spoke about having a will. The week before I think I spoke about if you're hospitalized, do you have to wear the gown? Like one of my friends said to me, if you get sick, I think I said that I touched on that. If you get sick, you'll have disability funds, right?
Correct.
But the disability funds is only it's temporary, 3 months, maybe the maximum 6 months.
Right.
But if you have to be out of work for an extended period of time, do you have savings that can back you up? Or would you have to join the welfare line? That's my reality corner for tonight.
Before we go to the music, I got a question to ask you. Like, say grandma and grandpa been married for, say, 20-something years, 30 years, right?
Mm.
And since the last child turned 18 or, say, 21, either one, grandpa decided he don't want the marriage no more.
Mm-hmm.
How do you describe that? Like, was he like suppressing and
Don't
waiting?
even continue. Grandpa wanted to get out of that relationship. And like a lot of couples, you hear them say, I'm only there because of the kids. And when the last child, sometimes it's just something to have a side chick. Right? To have extramarital relationships. I'm only there because of the children. But some of them that are serious and were really unhappy in the marriage, when that last child turned 18 and get to college,
they walk in.
They run. And a lot of people ask, well, you were in that all these years, but
I never understand it, you know.
You know what? It's not even about understanding. It's about that person's happiness.
Right.
That person's felt imprisoned.
Well, now that I'm older, I understand it now. But as a young child growing up, I seen a lot of husband and wife fighting. The man would beat his wife and then drive off, and you know, these are things in the country that in Guyana that I used to see, and you be like, they supposed to love it. Like I don't understand. I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now. And then majority of the time, the man or the woman, whoever walk away, wish they could get a chance to come back or something. Because I know a few people, who tell me stories and oh, you want me to take him back and blah blah blah, and because they suffer so much for so many years.
And people have a right to make that decision. I mean, some people prefer to stay in an unhappy relationship, instead of walking away. And that's settling. They prefer to settle than to walk away. And that's why we're having this conversation, right? That's why we're having this show.
Yes, ma'am.
Because people settle.
Agreed. 718-342-0510.
we were on our last, on the last half hour of the show. Why do we settle? We, discuss the signs and some of the factors like low self-esteem and being fearful are some of the reasons we settle. So the number here is 718-342-0510. You can call us and join the conversation. If you have settled, what were some of the reasons that you settled? And just share, why do we settle? What are some of the reasons that we settle with, and we make that choice to settle in relationships, in jobs, whatever. Why are you staying in the relationship that you know is not good for you? Just a question, if that's the case. If that's not the case, it's fine. But why do we settle? I haven't, it's amazing that we haven't had a male that call. Sorry, Deadly, other than Deadly. Yeah, let's remember, Deadly always called. But,
but he called on the first topic.
Yeah, but not for real, Deadly, what's your comment? And, I'm sure that men think men settle too. Men settle for women that, I don't know, I'm not a man. Why do men settle, DJ Andrew?
Depends. Some of them are lazy. Some of them want to feed off of what a woman could give them or use a woman. Some just there because they don't know better. Some people, they value their pocket more than the feelings, if you know what I mean. It's like, he will tell you all the right things, but yet still he's not in love with you. Because there's a lot of people I know that have living with somebody and having kids and other relationship outside. So why live with that person when you're doing all this on the outside? Unless you go your way. But it gotta be something they stay in there to gain or to take, and that's why a woman is always broken, because whatever past she have, she could never function when she see a good man because she have that fear.
But women settle because they don't feel good about themselves. They think that they're not able to find another man. They doubt their abilities. They think that they don't know how to be single. And I think the same applies for men. True. I don't think there's any difference. I just think that men are the same way. Some men stay in abusive relationships with women because they don't feel good about themselves. Women tear them down so much. But some men run away from those relationships because there are some men that would not allow women to verbally abuse them.
That's true.
Some men would not allow a woman. The woman has one chance. After that one chance of being verbally abusive, he's out.
Exactly.
And there is nothing that can make him return. Also, there are women like that. On the other hand, there are women that men can walk all over them. They can be the doormat. And they're comfortable with being the doormat.
Because if they don't know what's...
But that's what I'm saying. It's It's not even about that. It's how they feel about themselves. They don't feel good about themselves. So they stay being they don't mind being the doormat. And that's the sad part. The thing is, well, okay, we've identified all the reasons why and the factors why women white people, let me just stop saying, white people stay or white people settle. The fear of being single, they're staying for the kids, they're codependent, they have low self-esteem, the fear of loneliness, they think that their partner will change, fear of being financially unstable, they're ashamed to admit that the relationship did not work. They don't believe any relationship is successful. Okay. Caller, you can try as well. And so, so how can, there might be someone out there who is saying, I know I'm settling, Ms. Sharmin. I know that this relationship that I'm in is not for me, but I don't know what to do. Happy New Year, calling your live. Welcome to Talk Time with Sharmin.
Happy New Year. I have some friends, many friends that I know that stay because, especially the ones that have children, they fear the child support cases. I know men who stay because of that reason. They don't want to be dragged to court and having to go through even this money and all this. I know for sure men who are so sickly, they live in here, there's no relationship, with the partner, but they think about the child support.
So they're in the relationship because you're sounding distant, so I don't know if everyone can hear you. That they're staying, men stay in the relationship because they don't want to be taken to court for child support. So they're in the house, but they're living separate lives, right?
No. I have friends that they're not really living separate lives. No.
So they're in the relationship.
Maybe that's an excuse, but I don't think it's an excuse because it's been said more than once. He verbalized more than once his children, thinking about his children. If he leaves and he has to give child support, he's not sure that the money that will be left for him will be able for him to sustain himself, to get an apartment by himself and come up with food and everything. Why, with what's left from his check. So that's one of the reasons why he's holding on. And then he has sons too, boys. So he wants to make sure that he's safe to raise the boys. Wow. But he's still in a relationship that I know for sure. He says he's still in a relationship. I have one friend right now who's out at the moment. This is his second time out. But he always winds back up going back home. He too has 2 boys with his wife. But then this is the longest time he's been out, but usually he goes back home because primarily he wants to see his children. The one that is out right now, the wife is not seeking support because he takes his money over for his kids. But the other one don't seem to find a way to leave because he's thinking about, he knows the kind of person that his wife, he knows she wouldn't even give him a chance. She would take him to court.
Wow.
So sometimes some men stay because of that reason. The child support issue is supposed to be over here in America. That's why some stay. Well, I was thinking about in some cases why women settle. In my case, I think it was primarily because where I was raised.
Yeah.
I was born in Alabama. I lived there until up to 10 years old, and then my mom and us, we went to Kitty. We lived in Kitty. Eventually moved from Kitty and went back to East Rumgut. But in all this time, my grandparents and my dad, they lived in Charleston, in this area that they call Vernon. They lived in Charleston. So that was the part of me, that's the place that I never really moved from. And in these kinds of neighborhoods, kind of community, like when you reach a certain age, like if you get to like 24, 25, and people realize that you don't have no boyfriend and you know, having no children or anything like this, you know, people start watching and then they say, I thought that you know that people, oh, she must be married, that's why she gets no more. I'm trying to think to hear it. So sometimes you because you don't want to hear that, you get yourself pregnant. Now you didn't even take time out for call demand to see all the ways that he has if you're compatible and this is gonna work. You know somewhere in your heart that that's not you, that's not what you want to do, but you confirm it for whatever reason. I can't even come up with a reason why, I talk about myself, I can't even come up with a reason why I confirm. And all I know, I am doing what everybody else doing. You get the man, you make a baby, you realize things ain't working. In my case, I told my dad, this is not working and I want to leave before I have the second child. So we're going in separate directions. He doesn't want the same things that I want. So I think I will leave. At that time, I had started university already. Because I knew what I want, and I know that wasn't it. I just didn't want to be stuck with nobody and doing the wrong things that I didn't believe in. But, you know, my father said, well, you don't have to be ready to now. We can do. They went to me, well, you can find out this. I said, baby number 2, get married, come over here. All of the problem itself, it was just crazy. Again, it was just like the girls. The girls are extra women, you deal with them, you fight up, you cry, you go back. You give another chance and another chance. You get one or two sloppy and competent ones because it didn't get too rain and cuffs yet. You just one or two slaps in your face, something, and you feel mostly your pride hurt more than anything else when you get a first slap. And when you get to America, it gets different. Oh my God, now. You working in a different state, you in another one. He could come home every night, but some nights he don't come home because he claims the transportation. So you want to see with him, and you know we got the children and all of this. But you want to see, you want to find reasons. There's so many things that women do trying to make this thing work. And in my case, I am Catholic. And we didn't know that when you get married, you have to stay. You have to stay. That's just one of the reasons why too. And after I had this first child of the wedlock, it was the right thing to do. You think it was the right thing to do to get married because that's not how you were raised. So you know that you're doing the right thing. Then eventually you know then to if next coming you have to see counseling, you have to see counseling for your partner so that they would know that, you know, find ways to deal with the problem and not abuse you. So it strings along, and next thing you know you had a lifetime. I spent 21 years in a situation like that. And then I got to the point, everybody would call up, and at least when my dad and my siblings found out that he was hitting me. They wanted me to leave. And they keep pressuring me, when you're going to leave, when you're going to leave. But when I upped and left, it had nothing to do with anyone. He hit me, and I went to the kitchen and I got a knife. And I stood in the kitchen with a knife, and I started thinking if I went back to the bedroom with a knife, how my life would change. Because I wasn't that stupid. And I put the knife down, and I went into the room and I started to pack. And that was it. When I started packing, I still had months before I left, but I started packing in bed. I started packing, and because I've already made the decision that I was leaving. And it took, I think, maybe like 3 to 4 months after that, because this happened in August, and I left at the beginning of December. At the beginning of December, I was out. December 1st, I was living in the house with my children by myself, away from everything. And of course, although I walked away, I still went back. Not really went back to the house, but I allowed them to come and see where I was and still trying to see if I can work it out. And then the abuse come to my home, and that's when I had to shut it up. I had to inform the police and get restraining orders for all of this. But I can't really say why I settled, but I think primarily it's because of where I was raised and conforming to, what is expected. You reach a certain age, you're supposed to get children, you're supposed to get married. So you just go with the flow. But I know for sure when it comes to my self-esteem, I didn't think I have a problem with that. Because I like me, I have things about myself I like my feet, I like my face, I like my skin. I didn't think I had a reason, and I never fall back. But I know once you're somebody's wife, your place is next to your husband. So even if anybody else was looking at me, I would never see because I didn't look anywhere else but where I was.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I don't know. I guess when I said I'm not practicing, so mostly in my case, I think was conforming to the norm and to society and the neighborhood that I was directly exposed to.
Yes. And if, I don't know, at the beginning of the show, when I shared about those precious statements that, I don't know if you were on when I said, your biological clock ticking, when you're gonna bring home a grandchild, you want to be an old maid, all those things you hear, and you, like you said, you just wanted to conform to the societal norms, and you go, you get pregnant, you get married, but deep in your heart, you know that you're settling.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know. Yes, I always knew that I was settling.
Yep, and you try, in the midst of that, you are trying everything to make it work. It's like you see the round hole and you trying to put a square peg.
Of course, I tried. And I still think today sometimes I find myself thinking what could have been, because we pray for so much things and we ask God for so much things. You're still trying to see if you could make the square peg round somehow to fit, and it never fits. And it makes you feel like you're a failure.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you feel like you're a failure.
Yeah.
But I know in my case, mainly was the same thing that you think you're getting old and all that kind of thing. And then my brother used to like you bring up your money. I mean, and I'm from a big family. I had, it was 9 of us. And I was in the 97 with her. And I'm the second to last one. So I'm very big person. Everybody else I watch them get married and so on and so. So, you're not big one of them, like you would take a man, okay, all sorts of things they're telling you, but if I am going out to do that, I was always in some sort of school, I was always doing something with myself. I was never like just laid back and not doing nothing. I'm either working or in school and working together. That's why I know in my case it was just a settle and just conforming to society and what they expected me to do.
Samantha, if someone that is listening to the show right now is in a relationship and they know that they're settling, but they don't know, what advice would you give to them?
My thing is, I searched myself. I had quiet moments. I had some quiet moments by myself, and I started to search myself and think about what my value was, how I valued myself, and what I needed from me. And that's what propelled me to leave as well. Because the one thing is, even though I was in that relationship, I never stopped going to school. I never stopped studying. I never stopped trying to get myself forward. So you have to find little programs. That person would advise you to find these little programs, see how you could squeeze yourself out to do something for you. Even if you have the children, find a way to do something for you that's going to better you, that's going to empower you. Even if it doesn't empower you economically, at least it will enrich you in your self-esteem, your mind. Condition yourself that you could do this on your own, that you could do stuff for you. Find little programs, even if it's just something to read or just spend like 2 hours a day. So many online forums that you could use now. There's always something about community centers, especially if you're living in America. There's always little some little group somewhere that you could even squeeze in an hour or a half hour. Even at your library, look somewhere you could find something. Look at you, try to better you, and everything else will fall into you.
Thank you so much, Samantha. Thank you for that. Thank you.
I can barely hear.
No, I said thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome there, and I'm happy that I could share. I wanted to share too. I was listening on and off, and the kids on me, so I had to come in the bathroom and leave them first so I can get a chance to do this and speak. But I enjoyed the conversations. From my next room, and I was really getting a chance to pay attention.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for your contribution.
All right, you're welcome there.
Okay, bye-bye. Well, thank you, guys. Thank you. That's the end of our show. And I just want to piggyback on what Samantha said. For anyone listening to us and you think you're in a relationship or in a job and you think you're settling, do something that would make you feel good about yourself. Not the job side. Let's talk about the relationship side so that you can improve your self-image and your self-esteem. Do try to identify what it is that you want out of a relationship. What is it that you want for yourself? Identify your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, and start making plans on how you're going to attain those goals. If you're in a job that you know that you're settling, you don't have to stay in that job. There might be, it might be in a field that you're not qualified for, and you know that's where you want to go. Just return to school. Start school. Don't worry about the student loans. It's going to be paid. But don't stop settling. Life is too short for us to be settling. We need to enjoy life. You know that according to the research, 2/3 of Americans are unhappy. So you have 1/3, and some of us might not even fall into that 1/3 that is happy. So you don't have to settle. We don't have to settle. We can change that. And I want to thank you for your continued support. And we'll be here same time next week. Monday, 6 to 9 p.m. If you have suggestions about topics that you want to hear us discuss, you can send it to Talk Time with Sharmin on Facebook. If you want to share something with me, you were shy and didn't want to call, you can send me a message also on Facebook, Talk Time with Sharmin or Sharmin Prince. Thank you again and good night. Thank you, DJ Andrew.
You're welcome. And I'll leave you guys with some love.